Welcome to the PastGlimpse Photos channel.
Subscribe to the channel and like the video. A lady in a wide-brimmed hat and a long suit walks her pet rabbit on a leash in a park. This unusual retro photograph, likely from the early 20th century, captures a whimsical scene from the everyday life of a bygone era. Sir Winston Churchill is lying inside a life pod, or pressurized chamber, designed for him in 1945. The pod was intended for his flights in unpressurized aircraft to protect him from high altitudes due to his health issues. He is holding a telephone, preparing to work while traveling. A unique retro photograph from 1920s Berlin, capturing a woman using an ingenious mode of transport. It's a hybrid bicycle pram, allowing the mother to move quickly and conveniently through the city with her baby. A fascinating solution from a bygone era. This photo, likely from the 1930s or 40s, captures an adorable scene. A toddler in a uniform and cap is playing gas station attendant. Holding a fuel nozzle, the child fills the wheel of an old American car, mimicking an adult profession. A nostalgic look at playtime from a bygone era. A photograph by Wilhelm van der Pol, taken at Amsterdam Central Station in 1932. It captures a tender parting moment. A man inside the train car and a woman on the platform exchange last words, and possibly a note or a ticket through the open window. A classic scene of railway travel and separation. Moscow, August 5, 1959. Russian attendees are examining a display of modern television sets and radios at the USSR exhibition in Sokolniki Park, right next to the American National Exhibition. This American fair was a Cold War cultural diplomacy effort used to promote the benefits of consumer goods and the American way of life. The close attention of the Soviet citizens reflects their intense curiosity about Western technology and domestic life. This 1950s photo captures two young women at a record selector jukebox branded Selectogram. The girls are selecting a vinyl record to play, reflecting the popularity of this home entertainment device during the height of the vinyl record era. An unusual 1948 photo by Stanley Kubrick for Look magazine. It shows a circus performer in costume walking a chimpanzee, which is skillfully riding on roller skates on a track or open stage. This astonishing 1956 photo captures the loading of the first commercial hard drive, the IBM 305 Ramac, onto a Pan Am plane. The 5-megabyte storage unit weighed over a ton and was the size of a cabinet. Cornell University, 1951. This photo shows female students in a home economics class intently studying the elements and proper maintenance of various irons, preparing them for domestic life. Marilyn Monroe and Arthur Miller at a train station in 1957. The photo captures Monroe's playful glance over her shoulder as they walk away from the platform, reflecting the public fascination with their marriage. Charles de Gaulle visits the recently liberated Isigny-sur-Mer in Normandy, June 14, 1944. Isigny was more than 60% destroyed by 2 bombardments on June 8, 1944, and has since been almost entirely rebuilt. Epic footage, soldiers on a beach during a major landing, likely World War II. In the foreground, chaos and barbed wire defensive barriers as troops take cover. In the background, numerous landing craft and ships that just delivered reinforcements and equipment, symbolizing the scale and resolve of this operation. This is a moment of fierce battle and historical significance. An emotional moment from World War II. 2 women are writing messages on the side of a Sherman tank, perhaps before it heads to the front, or as a sign of gratitude to their liberators.
These chalk inscriptions are personal wishes, carrying hope, support, and faith in victory. It's a touching testament to how the civilian population said goodbye to or welcomed their defenders.
Personnel of the Toronto Scottish Regiment, MG, aboard a motorboat en route from Beveland to North Beveland, Netherlands, 1 November 1944. The grim reality of war. A group of German soldiers surrenders to Allied forces, presumably late in World War II. They stand with their hands raised under the watch of a British soldier, whose presence symbolizes the end of the fight for these men. Damaged or scarred buildings are visible in the background, underscoring the fierce recent combat in the area. Original wartime caption. Picture, issued 1944, shows ammunition is constantly being brought to the gun sites. Here it is being loaded at Squadron HQ by Warrant Officer F.W. Jones of Reading. Leading aircraftman W. Marson of Nottingham, leading aircraftman J.H. Piers of Wallasey, and leading aircraftman R.A. Whippy of Chelmsford. An unusual cargo. The deck of this landing craft is completely packed with hundreds of bicycles, intended to provide rapid mobility for the infantry after landing, likely in Normandy. Soldiers are smiling amongst the huge pile of wheels, reflecting high morale and confidence. This is a perfect shot, showing the Allied ingenuity and methods for traversing challenging terrain and pushing quickly inland. 1944. Canadian medical corpsman forms an odd picture with his bugle dangling from his belt and an umbrella to protect him from Holland's wet weather, as he follows fellow soldiers through a Dutch village near the Canadian front. A critical landing moment. This photo shows a military vehicle, likely a jeep marked with the Allied star, driving off a landing craft directly into the shallow water. Soldiers assist the vehicle across the gap between the ship and the shore, demonstrating coordinated effort. This shot underscores the complexity of logistics and the first crucial minutes after arriving on enemy shores. The tragic legacy of war. A small girl carries pieces of wood against the backdrop of a completely ruined city, symbolizing the struggle for survival. Her serious expression, dust-covered clothes and shoes convey the hardship of post-war existence. This is a poignant image, showing how children became part of the effort to rebuild and overcome the consequences of the conflict. World War II, Detroit, Michigan. The first M4 Sherman tank to roll off the assembly line of the General Motors Corporation's tank plant in July 1942. A moment of respite in the hell of Stalingrad, 1942. Tense German soldiers take a brief break amidst a ruined street. Their weary faces and actions, some drinking, some adjusting helmets, convey the exhaustion from the fierce street fighting. Burning buildings are visible in the background, underscoring the brutality of one of World War II's most decisive battles. Festive spirit on the front line. A group of cheerful soldiers take a break from combat to celebrate, presumably Christmas. They pose with a makeshift Christmas tree and two large birds, possibly geese or turkeys, secured for their holiday meal. This shot, full of smiles and camaraderie, shows unexpected glimpses of normal life and high morale, even amidst the realities of war. A deeply personal moment. A woman and two young children stand among temporary crosses in a military cemetery. Their presence among the graves, possibly of fallen relatives, is a poignant reminder of the human cost of war. This shot, where innocence meets loss, shows that for civilians, the conflict continued long after the fighting had stopped. The echo of war.
A woman stands amidst the ruins of a destroyed building, examining a plaque or inscription on the wall. The text lists a tragic cycle: built 1910, bombed 1917, rebuilt 1920. This is a poignant shot demonstrating how civilians endured repeated destruction and rebuilding, highlighting the recurring nature of conflicts and the resilience of the human spirit.
U.S. 6th Armored Division liberates a concentration camp for women near Penich, Germany, April 1945. This is an iconic black and white photograph from World War II, taken on April 16, 1945. It shows two American soldiers in full gear standing next to a large wooden sign on the bank of the Elbe River in Gutenloch, Germany. The sign reads Truman Bridge, gateway to Berlin over the Elbe, and indicates the bridge was constructed by the 83rd Thunderbolt Division. In the background, a pontoon bridge is visible being constructed across the river, symbolizing the Allied advance into Germany. This is a striking snapshot capturing the atmosphere at the end of the war. In the foreground is an American M3 half-track belonging to the Free French Forces. Secured to the vehicle as a trophy is the head of an Adolf Hitler statue and an inverted swastika on a German helmet. The vehicle stands on a road against the backdrop of a church spire, symbolizing a liberated town.
This historical black and white photo features high-ranking Nazi officials in uniform. At the center is Reich Minister of the Interior Wilhelm Frick, known as a key author of the Nuremberg Laws. He is walking through a paved area surrounded by officers and bodyguards, emphasizing his immense power in the Third Reich. This grand black and white frame, taken in 1943, shows a formal formation of Wehrmacht soldiers in the Berlin Square. The foreground features officers seen from behind, observing a large assembly of soldiers in greatcoats. The backdrop includes a historic building facade with columns and a statue, underscoring the official nature of the event in the Reich capital. A powerful black and white close-up shot. The foreground features a bust of Adolf Hitler, discarded on a pile of rubble and bricks in a ruined city. The statue's head is looking upward, with building ruins and a sign fragment visible in the background. This is a symbolic image of the Nazi regime's collapse. This photo shows Adolf Hitler posing with a young German girl during the 1930s, a staged propaganda image meant to present him as a caring and fatherly figure to the nation. Unusual military exercises. A German officer sits in a small civilian car observing soldiers training by carrying plywood mock-ups of tanks above their heads or on their shoulders. These primitive, yet comical tanks were likely used for camouflage or simulating armor during Germany's early rearmament period. This is a visual illustration of military ingenuity and resource limitations. This photo shows a U.S. Navy landing ship transporting Army vehicles and medical units toward Omaha Beach during the Normandy invasion in 1944, part of the massive D-Day operation. This World War II photo shows U.S. Navy sailors carefully loading a massive naval shell into a battleship's gun turret, a dangerous and precise task, part of the daily routine before major bombardments at sea. This monumental black and white frame shows a U.S. landing ship tank, LST-532, grounded on the shore. Its massive bow ramp is lowered directly onto the sandy beach. Military vehicles are being offloaded through the open hatch, vividly illustrating the Allied landing logistics during World War II. This is a vivid vertical shot taken late in the war. In the center of a muddy field, a U.S. soldier sits among a huge stock of ammunition reels for mortars or explosives. In the background, behind the soldier, is a damaged American M4 Sherman tank, or an M10 tank destroyer.
emphasizing the severity of recent combat.
A soldier rests beneath the tracks of a tank, using the metal wheels as a makeshift bed. Exhausted from battle, he finds a moment of peace amidst the machinery of war. American tank dozers of the 36th Tank Battalion pushed through German defenses near Murbach, Germany in March 1945. These powerful machines cleared tank traps, paving the way for advancing Allied forces.